Facebook's chief operating officer, actually, Sheryl Sandberg. She says a lot of women do not lean in to their careers because when they stand out, they are criticized. But when men do the same, they're considered go-getters, leaders. Well, joining us now is Debbie Madden, herself a female executive. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with Sheryl Sandberg that women should be leaning into their careers, even if they are criticized for doing it?
Absolutely. I think to me, Lean In is more than a book. It's a movement. So what Sheryl Sandberg is doing is telling women it's okay to really know what do you want? What does having it all mean to you? And then having the courage to advocate for that. We're not only talking about executives here. We're talking about if you want to be a movie star, if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, find that thing that means having it all to you and lean in, embrace it, really own it.
But she's saying more than that. She's saying take responsibility. Take more responsibility in different areas. Move out. Spread your power. Acquire power. She's saying do that, even if you're criticized for doing it. But I think the point you want to... You're smiling because you know what's coming.
Yes.
You say that women are their own worst enemies because women join in the criticism of females.
Absolutely. Gender bias exists. It's very real, and men are not to blame. Women are just as guilty as men. But what's worse is it's largely unconscious. We don't even know that we're doing this. Lean In cites my favorite study from Harvard. A class was given a story. Same story, one difference. Half read about Heidi, half read about Howard. Howard was viewed as a collegial guy. I want to work with Howard. Everybody loves Howard. Heidi was viewed as selfish, bossy, aggressive. Same exact story. Women and men came to the same conclusion. So this is happening in our lives. We don't even recognize that it's happening.
So you're saying ignore it. Ignore it. The criticism is coming from a lot of times from women. Ignore it and keep on pushing for more power and leadership roles. You're saying that.
Yeah, it's not about just ignoring it. It's about taking risks. It's about advocating for yourselves. Women, just on a regular day, we will take less risks than men. But it's made worse because when we're in stressful situations, we actually decrease the amount of risks we take, whereas men increase the amount of risks they take when they're in risky situations. And we have the data to prove it all over the workforce.
You know, a lot of people are saying, no, it's kind of late when after a woman is an adult. In other words, this kind of stuff has to begin much earlier. I mean, how far do you go to change this around? Do girls have to play with G.I. Joes? I mean, how do you change that mindset from early on?
I have two children in grade school,
kind of stuff around the world.
And yeah, you know, one of the best things that I love about the public school system that my children are in is they really do a very good job at gender equality. And I do think it's about, this is not just a problem for women to solve. And it's not just a problem for adults to solve. This is global, this is young, this is old. I read a Harvard Business Review article yesterday that was so powerful. It said, this is a problem and opportunity for everybody. We needed white people to fight for civil rights. We needed straight people to fight for gay rights. And now we need men to fight for women's rights. And that, to me, says it all.
But you've not answered his question. You've not. Look, young girls, women, are portrayed as caring and loving.
Yeah.
And what's the other word? I mean...
nurturing.
Thank you. Nurturing.
Right. Yeah.
Men are considered aggressive and get-up-and-go types.
Right, and little girls are often told, you know, to lay back if they come across as bossy, let's say on the playground or in school or something like that.
Am I breaking all the rules by saying that's the way the two sexes are? Women are loving, caring, and nurturing, and men are more aggressive go-getters. I mean, am I allowed to say that?
Of course.
Do you think it's true?
There are things that are, you know, women think more with their left brain and men think more with their right brain, and all this sort of like psychology behind it. So of course there are differences in the sexes that start from birth that you can't change.
Am I right? Women are more caring and loving and nurturing. Are they? I think they are.
I think some women are. I don't think that it has to be something that we take and say, oh, well, this is the way it is, so therefore we can do nothing about it.
Okay, last word.
One of the worst arguments that I think I've heard in all of this, it was Sheryl Sandberg, is that we should have X number of women in Congress. And Sheryl Sandberg was criticized because she, as much as she's advocating for women, she didn't demand more women on the Facebook board. I think that's ridiculous. I think that would hold back women if we started to mandate, let's have women get there because they deserve to be there.
No, absolutely. This isn't a numbers game. This isn't anything but women having the courage to advocate for themselves in their personal lives and in their professional lives.
All right, everybody. Not bad. Fair debate, I would say. Would you think that was fair and balanced?
Absolutely. It was a lot of fun. Thanks.
Incredible, isn't it? Right. Thank you very much indeed.